abrupt cut in, if I can speak English properly. Welcome to Sketching Past Midnight Live. Good morning, good evening, good night, and good whatever else, wherever you may be. I am, of course, your host, who is queuing up the little buttons as we speak. CB Small with the greatest of all time, the undisputed and unchallenged, so it must be true. And a friendly reminder to everyone, draw faster. So, getting started, I have no idea how long this episode of Sketching Past Midnight will be. You know, it's just one of these things. Cooper could wake up at any moment and then terrorize the live stream and my dear audience. I just don't know. But yeah, we are officially past midnight. It's been a while. Because usually I've been having to do a lot of these shows like during the afternoon hours and stuff like that. But when you get up early in the morning, you got to do what you got to do. But I can't sleep right now, and I got stuff in my brain. So let's go ahead and get into it. So let's talk a little bit about something, and then I'll show you the new page I'm working on, and then we'll get started on the inks. Okay? All right, so first of all, what you're looking at, this wonderful piece of glory, is Crimson Frog. I created Crimson Frog. It's, you'll never see a comic book series about Crimson Frog ever. Because it's based off of Ethan Van Sciver's Cyberfrog universe. Now, some of you might be saying, why did you do this, CB? That's a dumb idea. Why create a character for somebody else's fictitious universe that you can never make profit off of? I like to do dumb things, and really, I just want to do it for the fun of it, mostly, and and for the potential of actually for the potential of maybe growing my audience and getting recognized by this person or that person. You never know. So there's also that, but mostly, Ethan Van Sciver had this idea about people being affected by the Vespus and wanting to do sort of an anthology on it. Vespus are these alien murder hornet things that go and take over planets. And so I wanted to do my take on it, and my take was, how about we just take it off of Earth and we focus on an alien civilization that's been impacted by it. And I also created a new hero for that story, and that is Crimson Frog. And I thought the idea and the concept was so cool that I just wanted to do it. One cool thing is, and I want to give a quick shout out and a thank you to Arch City Comics. Hopefully I got that correct, because I always boggle names and logos and brands all the time. I can't pronounce nothing, and I can't remember the particular order things go in. But Arch City Comics, you can also find them on YouTube and on Twitter. They're going to help me letter this comic. So that's going to happen. So that's going to get lettered. As far as the colors, and no one's really volunteered for that because it's an unpaid thing. This is never going to get published. This is something that's just going to be released online, like little by little, and then eventually it's going to be collected together in a PDF. Probably no more than 20 to 30 pages. 30 pages max. I don't want to do any more than that because, again, I'm not going to get any real benefit out of this. Not to sound all businesslike, but you have to think about those things. This is something I just want to do for fun, something that speaks to me, and it's like I kind of want to get this idea out. I don't want it to linger in my head. I got too many ideas that linger in my head, and this one's got to go, so I can make room for more. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the thumbnails. I got some thumbnails here for you. And also, I'm a little bit better prepared tonight than what I had been. I've got I know you can't really tell, but I got a blanket supporting my portfolio here so I can have a nice, good slant for you all to be able to gaze upon the glory that is my artwork. So we got the Crimson Frog thumbnails. I'm not going to go through the whole big thing again because I did a video about 2 videos ago. Okay, so go 2 videos back where I go through these thumbnails. But anyway, so we got this covered, which is this. And now we're on to the second page. And honestly, I probably need to do more thumbnails, and change things up. But I am a man on the mission, and I need to get stuff done. I'm going to show you one other thing, if I can find it, and I promise you I'm done showing you stuff, and I'll get straight into drawing, or inking. More like inking. Let me get these comics out of the way. Okay. Jeremy Burtz writes, hey there, I'm glad that you're here with me on this sketching past midnight, actually past midnight where I live episode. All right, so I got my to-do list. I always love doing to-do lists. It helps me see what I need to work on and help me to visualize mentally a little bit better. Everything, and I always like it when I accomplish something and get to check it off. And I always find these old to-do lists from like a couple years ago, and I'll go in and I'll check something off that I accomplished, and I still have 10 other things that I haven't even done yet. But slowly but surely, I always get them. So let's hope that it's quickly, more surely in this regard. So here's the things I need to get done. Wildcat Dead Men Walking. I want to say first that I had a major breakthrough today with Wildcat Dead Men Walking. I had something that was hanging, a story, part of the story had me a little hung up at the beginning of it. I fixed that, and everything is fixed. Now I only have one other hang up, because once you answer one question, of course, a new one comes up. Now some of you may say, CB, you just need to get it done. Well, true, but I want to say this, as someone that is a student of writing, let me put it that way, I feel like the more as a writer that I find the questions and I know the answers to the questions, the more the story that when the readers read that story that I've crafted for them, the more they'll enjoy it, because they can tell of the thought and the effort that went into it. At least that is my theory. Okay, Abe says, hey, glad to have you here. Despain's Comics says, might be a good idea to, my paper's going all over the place. Might be a good idea to drop EVS a DM on Twitter to see if you can get in on his anthology. Well, I tagged him in, when I, getting ready to cuss here. I tagged him, and shared this on Twitter. I name dropped him on there, but he didn't. Well, as far as I know, he didn't look at it, and maybe he did look at it, but just had no idea what it was. Maybe he didn't even read the caption. I don't know. But he gets a lot of. He probably gets tagged every day, and he probably gets a lot of DMs and all these other things, and between doing his live streams and also doing his drawing comics. It takes up a lot of his time. But I have, to answer your question a little bit on the nose or more directly, I have DM'd him twice the whole time I've been on Twitter. So I've been on Twitter for getting close to a year now. And the first time I DM'd him was was a little bit before the Wildcat Indiegogo, and I asked him a question. The question was about a paragraph long or less, and what it was, I asked him like, hey, here's the problems that I'm having with the Wildcat comic. I feel uncertain about it, and I'm not really sure. I'd like your advice. Do you think I should go through with the Indiegogo, or just hold off, or that sort of thing? You know, he never answered. I didn't take it personally. You know, it's just one of those things. Some pros will answer you when you write them, and others won't. I know Erik Larson, many years ago, you know, me and him emailed each other back and forth, like, you know, maybe like 2 or 3 times at the most on one subject, is about breaking into comics. And I thought Erik Larson was a pretty stand-up guy. You know, I've heard some bad stories from people, not people I know personally, just on the internet, but as far as my interaction with Erik Larson, I thought he was a cool guy. And he also, you know, reviewed my portfolio, Chicago World 2008. He didn't like my Hulk robot at all. I just remember that being the biggest thing. He just, he didn't like the Hulk, the robot that Hulk was fighting. Okay. So, and also the second message that I sent EVS was about some controversy that I felt like he needed to know about, you know, that I could see being something that could just be atomic, but he ignored that as well. So it is what it is. You know, that's one of the reasons I think, you know, when I get done with the whole Crimson Frog comic, probably won't get his attention at all or anything like that. Honestly. But it's not really about him. It's about getting the attention of the people that buys his books. And that's the main thing. And bigger than that, having fun doing this project, because it's an idea I got in my head and I got to get it out. So I had a breakthrough on Wildcat Dead Man Walking, figured some stuff out. I'm very happy about that. Wildcat Anthology is doing awesome. By the way, Marsh Makes Comics is here. He says, hey buddy, I'm really glad that you're here. Appreciate it. I'm glad that you're all here equally. I can't pick between my kids and say one's a favorite, because that's not right. Gibb says, can you see my chats? I see that one. You see, I'm using Prism Live Studio, and there's like a delay or something like that. So it takes it like, I'd say a couple of minutes before, you know, when you type something up and then it finally shows. But this is the first one I've seen, if that answers your question. Marsh Makes a Comment, says, Erik Larson is pretty darn cool. Generally, just some of his tweets aren't my favorite, but I do like how he's happy to talk to anyone. Yeah, I agree. You know, when the tweets that I don't like by Erik Larson are the political ones, but I guess that's everybody. Everybody doesn't like it when, you know, if somebody's talking about liberal politics or somebody's talking about conservative politics. You know, there's people that get turned off on both sides. You know, and but I will say this. You know, even though I don't like his political tweets, I don't get annoyed at them. I'm like, I disagree. Why do you think that? You know, but at the end of the day, out of all the comic book pros, he's one of the ones that are most respectful about some of the stuff he posts, because I have seen some comic pros be extremely unprofessional and very venomous about their points of view. You know, like, wow, really? Gib writes, I got YouTube problems with chats. Huh. Wonder why that is. I still get YouTube porn bots that post porn porn links in my comments, and I have to delete them, you know, because I'm afraid that YouTube algorithm will be like, porn detected in your comments. There's one in the last video that got posted. It's always like 0.50. It tags, you know, something in there, and it'll say beautiful women or something like that. And it's like at 0.50, there is no beautiful women in that video. You know, it's all, I can't explain. But anyway, it's porn bots. All right, so I know I'm boring you guys a little bit, so I'm going to hurry up and get to the inking, which is what you want to see. And I just want to get this to-do list out of the way. So bear with me. I'll talk quicker. Talk quicker, draw faster. Okay. Wildcat Anthology, tentative due date of January 15th, 2021. It's flexible, you know. This project's about fun, about everybody just, you know, having fun and just, you know, putting something out there. So I don't want it to be stressful for anybody. Also, a lot of people are meeting up right now at the on Facebook, in the Facebook group called Indie Comics Explosion. It's nothing fancy. It's just something I threw together. Not to outdo anybody else's thing. It was just like an experiment. You know, I want to bring fans and creators together. So it's like at very, 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 very early stages. And I'll eventually I'll eventually grow that sucker. I don't know how big, but it'll be in the thousands, you know, anywhere from 1,000 to 3,000 people that I'll get in there when I set my mind to it, you know. We'll see. Maybe I'm talking big talk here. Anyway, but if anyone wants more info, keep up to date on the Wildcat Anthology. That's where I'm posting a lot of the updates about it. Also, if Sideburns is watching, you're in the anthology. You mentioned that you wanted to be part of it. You are in it. So check out the Indie Comics Explosion on Facebook if you're on Facebook, and join that group, and I'll add you and whatever, so that way you can see the post and know what's up. I'll figure out a bit better system to make sure everybody's informed. And if there's anyone that doesn't have Facebook, you know, there's Twitter. Okay, there's Twitter. And, you know, you can message me on Twitter at CB Smallwood. So there's that as well. Okay, other news about Wildcat Anthology. Got a lot of cool ideas about it, first of all. I'll get into that later, I guess. But I'm going to do some stats. Not stats, but I'm going to type up a thing that talks about what his powers, what his quirks, what his history is, everything that you need to know about Wildcat for those of you that want to know the particulars, so that way you won't be going in the dark. That's the reason I've not done another update, and I think a lot of people's waiting on that, you know, so they can move forward with the project. So I will try my best to kick into gear and type that up for you all, so you will have that, so you'll know, like, Wildcat doesn't like mustard. He likes pizza. Who likes mustard anyway? Why would you like that? That stuff stinks. Okay, let me answer a few of these comments. Let's see. Marsh Makes Comics says, oh yeah, I got some porn comments, laugh out loud. I think everybody's getting them, you know. It's very worrisome, you know. I recommend any of you that gets these porn bots in your comment section to delete those comments as soon as possible. I was entertaining the idea of just leaving them, you know, because I really don't care. But when it comes to the possibility of YouTube being YouTube and taking down your channel or striking your channel or doing whatever, putting you in timeout, it ain't worth the hassle. So I just get to where I just delete them now. Delete them or report them, either one. So watch for that, guys, because you never know what will happen. Despain's Comics writes, I'm guessing EVS is a bit of a big head, so I don't take his non-responses personally. Well, his head's not bigger than mine, because I have the biggest head, and it's for good reason. Let's see. Gib writes, last stream I had to use another account to talk on Frank's stream, also on Marsh's and Peter's. Maybe YouTube's got you on a naughty timeout. You know, the YouTube algorithm, the YouTube machine is advanced, man. It's like right now, probably like a day from now, after the video gets done processing, it'll have subtitles for everything that I'm saying, you know. And the YouTube algorithm is so advanced that it can pick out naughty words in the transcript that it typed up itself. Who knows? Maybe, I don't know. I'm getting real deep here, and it's not really a conspiracy theory. There is merit to that, but maybe it's taking it over the edge. I don't know. Hell, I can't keep up with all these comments. I'll have to come back to them. Okay. Let me finish this because I know you're getting bored looking at this. I need to flip over to some actual art. Okay, so that's pretty much all I got to say about the Wildcat Anthology. I will type up a history / powers and / no mustard. Horror Anthology. This is getting close to being due. You know, the idea was like, you know, have it finished by October, so I gave myself to the end of the month to finish Horror Anthology. It's roughly about 7 pages, give or take. I got 2 pages of it done, so I'll do that. Last but not least, Crimson Frog. I gave myself a deadline of February 2021 to get about anywhere from 20 to 30 pages done. So, as I like to say, the only thing that you can do when you've got that much to do is draw faster. So, let's get this stuff out of the way. Let's pull this down. I don't like that glare. That glare is not going to work for me. You just can't even see. Sorry. You know what I'm gonna have to do? I'm gonna have to pull this blanket up a little higher. Pee ain't on the blanket. All right. I think that's a little better. Oh, no, you can't even see the top of it. Maybe I need to slant it more. I don't know. I'll figure it out. So, what you're looking at now is page 2 of the thumbnail. We've got alien guy running, Vespus going after him, Vespus in the air, shadow, guy running, guy fell on the ground, Vespus, and the leg of Crimson Frog as it enters the shot. So, I guess I can do it like this. So we've got this sketched out. I think it'll look a little bit better when it's inked. You know, they all can't be winners. Probably the best panel of the page so far is this Vespus. And then we've got this overhead shot, bird's eye view. I hope people can tell if it's bird's eye view, not get confused. We'll see. And then we got this fleshing out. Now, this may end up being the best panel of the page. I don't know. All right. I got my handy dandy ink here, and my favorite inking tool, my brush. I use this brush way too much. You know, I need to remind myself, like, hey dummy, you got other pens here. You got this gel pen that likes to smear your drawings. You got all these other tools, you know, other than this brush, because if you don't use a lot of fine control with this bad boy, it just wants to get ink everywhere, you know. But I love it because it gives everything such a nice organic feel, you know. It's really cool. Yeah, maybe I can ink it like that. Just roll the paper up there. Let me sip my water. Get the lid off here. Yeah, it's always good to have dead air. You know, when I worked in radio, dead air is one of the worst things that could ever happen, because when people don't hear voices or anything going on the radio, you know what they do? They turn the dial. They go to a different station. So dead air is one of the worst things you can do. And I guess that's the reason that I'm very self-conscious about, like, not talking and all this stuff, everything being so quiet, because people need that constant source of entertainment. You know, they need that mental stimulus. Okay, Abe writes, is there a resource for Wildcat Stats CB? I'm working on that. I'll have that typed up soon. Spain Comics says, I tried to find that page on Facebook, but I can't find it. It's Indie, INDIE Comics Explosion with an E. Yeah, because I know I got it spelled differently in one of the videos that I've done, but yeah. You can look me up. You can add me on Facebook if you like. My Facebook name is Brian Smallwood, BRIAN. Okay, and then I'll add you. I'll add you to the Indie Comics Explosion. Sideburns writes, good day, CB Smallwood. Reminder, just in case you're tuning in, you're in this thing. You're in the Wildcat Anthology. Check out the Indie Comics Explosion if you have Facebook, and I'll add you, and then there's a lot of details in it about everything or anything, updates that you need to know. If you don't have that, if you have something like a Twitter or whatever, you shoot me a message there at CB Smallwood. I think it's CB Smallwood 1. I can't remember. And I'll write you back eventually, 10 years later. Everything's always 10 years later with me. Marsh writes, unfortunately, I've been taken off from Facebook, but no problem. I'll chat with you on Twitter. Absolutely, sir. Sideburns writes, ooh, the chatbots. Marsh says, oh crap, my first scene was going to be Wildcat drinking a bowl of mustard. Yeah, Wildcat doesn't like the mustard. It's just not, I don't know, man. But if that's the pages I got to get from you, then that's the pages it's got to be. Ugh, mustard. Why would somebody invent that? That is nasty. Sideburns writes, yeah, get someone to mod or report. Yeah. I would love to have a secretary to run my social medias and stuff like that. That'd be so great. They could, I can do what I do now and just read all the comments and messages, but then I could be like, okay, can you write back and just tell them I really appreciate them and value them and all that stuff, and make them feel special. I want you to make them, feel like $1 million. Can you do that? Gib writes, can you mod me, CB? Dispain Comics says, awesome, I'll look for you. Yeah, I guess I can mod you. I got to figure it out. I'll figure it out. I think I'll look into that. I don't know how to do that yet, but I'll do that. I'll make you a mod. Okay, time to start inking. Let's get the show on the road. I'm kind of scared now. I don't know that this paper's in the way and everything. Oh, geez. Line's coming out thick. Very unruly. Let me zoom in so you can actually... Now, when you say can I mod you, do you mean on YouTube or on the Facebook group? I'm very dense, very slow. I was always the guy that got picked last when it came to playing baseball or basketball or anything else. But see, the thing is, they didn't understand what you all know. They had they known this, I would have been picked first every time. I've been number one. Oh yeah, getting quiet, 'cause I'm running out of steam. I drew this page today. It took me like I don't know, maybe like I'm gonna say about 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours. I didn't get finished with the bottom page because it's family time. So Got to make time for the families. Well, as everyone's in the bed. It's CB time. It's all me. So vain. I know it looks crude right now, but I think it'll look better. Let me see. I got what's this pencil do here? Live information. Scroll over. I'm hitting buttons on this Prism Live thing, and I don't know what does what. Let's see. Get off that. What's this right here? Write a comment. I don't want to do that. I got 3 circles. What does that do? Oh, that's a filter. I can put a filter on this. Got this. I'm going to hit this button. I'm trying real hard, man. Wonder if maybe I have to actually go to, I messed it up when I did that. Maybe I actually have to go to YouTube itself. There we go. Nice. And do it, because through Prism Live Studio, I don't see a feature on here that lets me do it. Dang it. I'll figure it out. I'll give you a wrench. Are you going to still publish the Wildcat story you were originally making? Yeah, it'll get published. All right. What I was thinking is, at first, I was thinking that maybe I'll publish the. Hell, I'm getting all confused. Give me a second. Let me collect my thoughts. I was going into. I misunderstood the question, but now it's coming together. Okay, you're still going to publish the Wildcat story you're originally making. Okay, the original story. The numero uno from back in the day. No. And here's the reason why. I feel like I'm a better artist than what I was then. And if you remember earlier, I talked about the insecurity that I was having right before I launched the Indiegogo, and I sent Ethan Van Sciver that message that he never wrote back to. Broke my heart. And the thing is, after the Indiegogo failed, and I searched my feelings, as Yoda says, or something like that. I guess Yoda said that.
Search your feelings, you know this to be true. True, you know this is.
And I searched my feelings, and I thought about it. It's like, if you're having doubts about something, lingering doubts, then there might be something to that. There might be something that rings true if that doubt is with you. And I feel like when you're working on something that's very important to you, in my opinion, you should follow your gut, and trust that instinct, because if it means that much to you, then it's worth it. And of course, there are some doubts that you can have that are not good for you, that are counterproductive, that keep you from doing whatever. But, I drew the entire first issue, I inked the entire first issue, and I colored the entire first issue. I had, I think, 19 pages out of the 24 scripted, and I was going to finish up the script, and then of course do the letters and stuff. But there was questions that I had, questions of things that with the story, and I was trying to figure out some stuff. And then there was a few problems I have with my art in there. Like there was a double splash page of, oh man, you've opened up a You've opened up a can of worms here. Damn it. Let me see here. I gotta open up my man purse. This is what a man purse sounds like. It's power. It's powerful. Where is it? Where's my comic? Oh no. I don't know where my comic's at. I had a copy. I had made a rough copy of it years ago, before I did the Indiegogo. You know, when I had all the pencils and inks finished, so that way I could see what it looks like. And I don't know what I've done with that sucker. He is somewhere nearby. He's in a notebook, I guarantee it. Oh man. Get in there, brushes, pens. I really need to clean this portfolio out. Hang on a second, guys. Give me 1 second. I promise I will return. Let me find that. That is weird. Where did that go? Maybe it's in this book. I don't know, guys. I don't know where the heck it went. So anyway, what I'd like to do is I'd like to the problems that I had with the Wildcat original first issue is I had a lot of problems with the story, with things making better sense for me, and when things don't quite line up, you know, there's something to that. And I had some problems with the art. There was a double splash page where Wildcat had come out of the grave, and I felt like, you know, maybe he needed more dirt on him, and mainly I just felt like he should be slumped over. He just came out of a grave, you know, and instead I've got a little bit more of this heroic pose, and his one of his arms was, or maybe both of them were kind of posed awkwardly, very awkwardly, and you know, there's a couple things like that in it, not too bad, but like, you know, if I published it as was, you know, it still would have been fine. I think a lot of people still would have enjoyed it, but I would have known, you know, I would have known the truth. And you know, me and my good buddy Robert Johnston, we'd been working on the pages and cleaning them up, the original. And I'd still like to release the original, even though I just said I wouldn't. I'd like to release the Redux version, you know, call it something like Wildcat Rough Cut, and maybe make that part of the future Wildcat Indiegogo campaign. So the first issue that I'm working on now, people would get that too, you know, to go with it, so they can see, you know, what it looked like. You know, that's one thought I have, you know, because there is a charm, there is a magic to that original first issue that I done. Give Rights Wildcat coming soon to Indiegogo. Yes, hopefully. I'm thinking I would love to, have everything ready by October. I don't know. I don't know if that is happening. I think if I really doubled down, I could get the pencils and inks and stuff done. Maybe even the script. But it's going to be the colors. The freaking colors is is the thing. And I'm a really big fan of colorist Joe Chiodo or Chiodo. He did Wildcats, Gen 13, Cyberforce, Pit. Also, Steve Olive and Olympic or something. Well, whatever, Steve Olive. So I really like those guys' colors. And I'd like to kind of emulate that feel, that style of colors when I do Wildcat. Just really vibrant, contrasting colors that really make things pop. Paul Mounts, I like the colors that he did on Tony Daniels' The 10th. I thought those were exceptional, especially for that first issue. The main first issue, because he kept rebooting it, with all these different story arcs. So that might be a little hard to follow, but yeah, the main first one that he did. Abe writes on the side of the YouTube, I can't see. You know what? Maybe I can do it on my phone here. I got this extra phone. Let me try that. You guys are keeping me busy here, making me work hard. Can't draw faster like this. Let's see. Going to YouTube. Oh, what the heck is this? This thing. Clicking on that. Go away. YouTube. Open YouTube. Stop it. YouTube. It's like the old Xbox thing where you'd holler at the Xbox. Okay. Go in there. I'm going to hear a weird echo. What the heck is this thing? Clicking on that. Way. YouTube. Alright, so now I got it muted. And let's see. Where are you at, sir? I'm going to find you. Huh. That is weird. I'm looking in YouTube right now. And where the heck is Gilb at? Where's he at? We got Jeremy, Abe here, Despain, Marsh, Sideburns. That's all that's in here. Where are you at? I'm looking. I'm going to find you. Don't you worry. You will be found. Let's see. I'm going to hit this button. All messages are visible. Oh, there you are. Huh. All right. So I got that. Let's see. Add moderator. All right. I did it. I'm a big boy now. Okay, I'm back. I figured it out. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I ain't there yet, but I'm getting, maybe 10 more years, maybe 15 more years. I might be getting close to the age where I need help working the DVD player, the VCR. Yeah. But today was a good day because I was able to make Gilb a moderator. He's got a wrench. He's ready to. He's ready to, excuse the French. He's ready to tear some asses now. Dun, dun. Drawing these scribbly things in. I know you can't really tell what this is. You can only tell when it's colored, but this is like the honeycombs that the Vespis excrete out, I guess. I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. I'm going to get my little scribbles in here. Me trying to act like I know what I'm doing. You know, let's see. When I draw trees and stuff, this is about like how I do trees. My trees look like xenomorphs, from Aliens. Everything's got that weird semi-pornographic nature to it, like what is that guy that made created the alien creature? Gosh, his name's right on the tip of my tongue. I'll think of it here in a second. They used him they were inspired by his artwork, and they decided to make him part of the film. He created the sets and stuff. He's dead now, though. Coincidentally, I don't know if this interests anyone, but Jonathan Davis from Korn, he actually was commissioned to create the mic stand. It's got that, the woman's boob sticking out and the tongue sticking out mic stand. Jonathan Davis had him make that, Thank you, Gib. It's H.R. Geiger. H.R. Geiger. Well, my trees, a little bit, not much, but they got this H.R. Geiger thing going on. And so as I draw all these honeycomb things that are very monotonous to do, not really fun, it kind of puts me in the mind of that. When I was, I've been drawing a lot here at work, for those that are interested in hearing about that. I sat down and I have like a notebook, just a blue line notebook. And I find that those are very oddly therapeutic to draw in, because it feels like, I don't know how to describe it, like you're drawing in trash, so it doesn't really matter. Whereas the sketchbook is like holier than thou. It's almost like daring you to mess it up, so that way you can feel bad about yourself for ruining those perfectly bleached pages. But with a blue line notebook, it's different. It's like, hey, remember me? Remember those times we had together when you was learning to write and you couldn't stay inside the lines? Remember that? Remember all the times you had to write, I will not do whatever that the teacher had you do? Remember those times? And the paper kind of calls out like, yeah, it's okay to draw in me. You can draw in a regular notebook. And it also helps me, drawing in a regular notebook, because I can just for sake of, I got a rough circle here, and I start to I put my Michael Keaton in there, got the Michael Keaton eyebrows, just for sake of some really cheap eyes. But I like doing these eyes sometimes. I get really torn between really detailed eyes and doing those. And just throw in some squigglies and the tip of the nose. And then just do a little bit of a Silvestri mouth or whatever. And then it comes time to do the sides of the heads. I can measure out that roughly the same distance between here, So that's simple. But then when it comes to the jawline, hell, I drew this kind of crooked, so it's not going to come out right. But anyway, I can get the bottom part there, and then the jawline kind of goes off. So I get up here, and it's like 1, 2, 3. And so I know that when I go up here, this needs to be 1, 2, 3 as well. So I'll just go ahead and make it even there. 1, 2, 3. And I feel like the school paper, the notebook paper, is actually improving my art, because it's giving me a frame of reference. It's giving me a way to measure things out, and through good practice and memorization, I can have things look more, consistent. At least in theory. That's the theory. Oh, drinking my water. Because I can't have sugar. Sugar kill me. I'm not making fun. It's just I'm making fun of the situation. Oh, I can't say that I really crave pop. I honestly don't, That stuff killed me. It almost killed me. But, like a lot of doctors and stuff, they guess they're used to dealing with crackheads or people that's not willing to try or make a lifestyle change. And so they just want to put you on pills or give you shots. I actually, have a bunch of sugar pills, whatever you want to call them, insulin-based stuff, in case, my way of doing things doesn't work. But I've been watching my diet, or let me rephrase that. I have been eating less, not overindulging, and I've not been drinking any pop. Been drinking a lot more water and stuff, and that's really working well, I still need to make a lot of more improvements and try harder, but I'm doing pretty good. I feel pretty good as far as that goes. I know nobody was really asking, but, just saying. I don't even know how I got on this topic in the first place. Okay, just putting this crap in. Just little squigglies here. Add texture. You can't even see what I'm drawing. I'm sorry. My bad. Not paying attention to what I'm doing. That's not good. And let's see here. When I was designing this alien world, this is happening on another planet. Not my sugar problems, this comic book. And I was thinking about architecture, and that was one of the things I was concerned about, like how do you make it look like an alien world? Because really, I think aliens, like I don't think there'd be too much difference in architecture because I would imagine an alien civilization would be subject to many of the things that we are, like weathering, the elements, and also gravity. And so there's certain things that work better or work best when you're dealing with gravity, certain shapes, certain builds and stuff. So I thought the most alien thing that I could do is maybe this civilization has a fetish for pyramid shapes, So I try to put a little bit more triangle type designs in the actual alien city, hoping that it gives an obvious thing, like somebody would look at it. It's like, well, if it is on Earth, it's somewhere strange, or it's on another planet, So I'm hoping that it gives another planet feel. I thought about looking at some reference of people much more experienced and greater than I. Probably shouldn't say that because everybody will know the truth. but I thought about looking at some people that actually know how to draw some really cool looking alien cities and kind of riff off of them. But I was like, who's got the time for that? All right, so we got that, and so what I'm drawing right now is like the Vespus, when they spit out or however they do their crap, when they make their honeycombs. Man, I hate that light back and forth stuff. When they do their honeycombs, they kind of excrete it everywhere, and this is kind of like a rough idea of what it would look like as they start to overtake a building or whatever, and they're putting it all over the building. Kind of give a rough idea of that type of situation. the whole time I'm drawing this, I'm like thinking, it's like, well, when I go to color this, all these little circle square shakes, they're going to be colored yellow, and it's going to be a hassle to do all that. It really is. Oh my goodness. And again, a thank you to Arch City Comics. You can find them on YouTube and Twitter, because they have volunteered to letter this experiment that I'm working on, Crimson Frog. So that is really cool of them to do that. I'm stuck coloring this turd. Who wants to do that? I've been coloring the first page, by the way. I know it's going to be an extreme close-up, but let him look you in the eyes and let you know that I've been coloring that first page, and I've been doing it on my phone because my computer is still down. I'm just too lazy to fix it. I just don't. Don't's the word that comes to mind. I do, but I more don't than anything. And but I will fix it, because I'm gonna have to. There's a lot of things going on, and I need that booger up and running. So I'll have to man up and actually go in there, get my USB sticks, and go to this website and that website, and I'll become Hacker Man. I'll get my Nintendo Power Glove on. I'll access the dark web. I'll summon Cthulhu, good old Cthulhu. I have my little Cthulhu statue out, Bal Sagoth, and I'll be ready to begin the end of the world so I can get my computer working. And then I also have to clean my office area, which is where my computer's at. That's the other thing I'm dreading. So why does everything have to be a freaking job? It's a job to do a job. Think about that. It's a job to do a job. For crying out loud. What a disaster. Drawing little honeycombs. Nobody wants to see that crap. They want to see something punching something. You can't see me drawing because it's off camera. I'm super professional. Okay. I didn't come prepared with a topic tonight. I saw an opening to draw really quick, draw faster. And so I took it without hesitation. Like the fastest man alive, C.V. Smallwood. I mean, don't challenge me to a race or anything like that, because then I'm going to get mad, because you're calling me a liar. You're saying, like, no, I don't believe you can run that fast, CB. But look at that gut on you, boy. It's like, well, but here's the thing, and this is legit. When you go and exercise, okay, and you do sit-ups, and you get like a 4-pack, get a 4-pack, right? And then you get people that they work out just a little harder, and they get that 6-pack, those washboard abs, wash clothes on them, I guess, whatever. Well, I've done so many sit-ups that all my abs have fused together in this one giant ball. So that is how powerful I have become. So don't as my Hapkido teacher says, don't test me. It's like the third day of my Hapkido class, Charlie, he came in a little late, and I was just being playful. I really was. And I can't do it justice, because he's originally from Chicago, and he has a Chicago accent, And I was like, well, you're late, Charlie. Don't test me. Don't test me. I can't do it. Can't do it to save my life. It doesn't do it justice, his accent. It's a really cool accent. I love it. I wonder if he thinks, he's amongst all these Kentuckians, teaching them Hapkido, and I wonder if he thinks the same. You're like, I love you guys' accent. Maybe like secretly, he's like, I want to get the hell out of here. This is too much. You guys too much. I love Charlie. He's awesome. He's a good guy. I remember he told this one story back in his early days, back in Chicago. I guess it was in the 80s. It was a rough neighborhood that he was from and everything. And there was this, I guess they were a Latino gang. It was a Latino gang, and they ganged up on him, and he held his own for a while. And I think he had a 2x4 or something in his hands, and then. I like to picture like a Steven Seagal movie kind of action moment, maybe a Jean-Claude Van Damme. But what ended up happening is he got overwhelmed because I think there was like 5 or 6 of them, and they, lack of a better word, they monkey stumped him. They they stumped him into a bloody puddle. He was a mess, and. Fortunately, he wasn't that far from his neighborhood. He had to crawl on his hands and knees to his cousin's house. He wasn't very recognizable when they got done with him. But apparently, some parts of Chicago, that's kind of how it was back in the day. Which makes me think of I'm losing viewers. Look at that. I'm down to 3. Where you guys going? This is the best place to be. Don't you want to see me draw boring, wonderful honeycombs? Why would you just do this? I feel betrayed. Anyway, I thought you would enjoy that story of my teacher getting brutalized. You know what? I tell you, it's a new story. I was getting ready to tell this story. It's the story of a hairdresser by the name of Count Dante. Has anybody heard of Count Dante? If you have, I am willing to give you the coveted Stan Lee Award of the coveted no prize for anyone that is familiar with Count Dante. I'll give you a little bit to mull that over. No Googling. If you Google, it's not fair. They really need to make a movie about Count Dante. I will say this, though. They did make a documentary. I don't know if they actually released it, but I want to watch that. All right. I'm going to go ahead and call it and say that you guys failed in spades. So I'm going to tell you who Count Dante is. Count Dante was this guy in Chicago in the 70s. He was a hairdresser, and he also took karate. I don't know what style of karate, but eventually he kind of made up his own style of karate. And he took on a lot of students, and he created the, I think it was called the Black Dragon Society. And I think he was this white guy. I'm not really for sure. He had this big fro, and he had this kind of devilish goatee looking thing going on. And he wore like a black gi, and he looked, honestly, he did look really cool. And if you go back into your comic books from the 70s, you will see advertisements, I believe, from Count Dante, who's going to teach you karate. It's pretty cool, right? Well, pretty soon, Count Dante and his group, the Black Dragon Society in Chicago, I believe, unless I got my facts mistaken, they had garnered quite a following and quite a reputation. The problem was there was another society that existed in Chicago. Not many people know about this. It was the Green Dragon Society. Now, the Green Dragon Society is a little bit different. Their organization actually, I think, originates from China, maybe Japan. It's one or the other. I'm not for sure. And it's one of these things where it was formed as an act of rebellion against the government. You know how like there's like the Qing dynasty and the Han dynasty or whatever and all this different stuff. Well, it was probably one of those type of deals is against those. And so they had a lot of, a little bit of secret rituals and secret things, that they did. And they did martial arts and kind of kung fu-ish. And for whatever reason, the Green Dragon Society people did not like the Black Dragon Society people. Okay? And this turned into a big thing. It came to a head. Apparently, there was a dojo somewhere. I don't know whose dojo it was. I don't know if it was Black Dragon people or Green Dragon people. But both of them had weapons. I mean, freaking nunchucks, size. I'm not making this up. I know you are thinking like, CB, you are lying through your teeth. It's just like that one big ab that you have. I don't believe that. Well, let me tell you something. It's the truth. This happened. Look it up. You Google it. Okay? Google it if you don't believe me. But these people had nunchucks, size, knives, bows. A bow's like, it's whatever. It's a staff. Swords, you name it. Spears. And the Black Dragon Society and the Green Dragon Society got in this big epic fight. I want you to think of Big Trouble in Little Chinatown. It's happening in this dojo. The doors were shut. They were locked. Now, I could be wrong on this part, but it seemed like the Green Dragon Society may have whooped up on them. And I heard that Count Dante was hiding underneath the table. And things got ugly to the point to where I think it might have been one of the Black Dragon people. I could be wrong. There was somebody chucked a spear at him and actually, impaled him, up against the wall or door or something like that. I can't remember. And that caused a big hoopla. And I think Jens may have to correct me on this. It seems like Chicago's actually got, laws against having, nunchucks in public and all this other stuff. And I think that's partly what that stems from. I mean, gangs were packing nunchucks and stuff during the day, but man, people used to take their martial arts real serious back in the day. Now it's like it's like a joke. It's unfortunate, Well, I don't know. Maybe it's for the best. And people getting spears chucked in them. That's not good. Okay, let's pan up here. Kind of get a gander, see how this is looking. I don't know. I think it looks good. Let me sip my water here. Wet my whistle. I got this sinking feeling that everybody that's watching right now are drawing. Gilbride said, this sounds like Bruce Leroy. I'm telling you, this is the absolute truth. Count Dante, this happened. Black Dragon Society and Green Dragon Society, and both those societies still exist. By the way, the Black Dragon Society kind of branched out, and they don't just incorporate karate in what they do. They got there's like a Black Dragon Society style of Aikijitsu, which is a lot of joint locks and stuff. I had a chance to train with a guy who I had an opportunity. Let me rephrase that: to train with a guy who did Black Dragon Society Aikijitsu, and I didn't. It was kind of one of those situations where it'd be like kind of pulling teeth to get him to teach me. And he was running this tattoo parlor, and he ended up moving to, I think he moved to Indiana or something like that. I had a martial art magazine at the time called The Warrior's Edge Martial Arts Magazine, and I was going to do an interview and stuff with him, but I never did, get back with him because it was a hassle doing the martial art magazine because a lot of people that teach martial arts, they don't necessarily do well in interviews. As surprising as that may sound, I tried to make them look good where they could, type up, like I'd give them the questions in advance and they could type up whatever they wanted for the answers, and, I'd publish it. And then also, I had to go in person, get these pictures and do the interviews. And so you have to drive further and further and further, And, I was putting the magazine stuff together all by my lonesome as a passion project. I really enjoyed it. I did 2 issues of it, actually. Warrior's Edge Martial Arts Magazine. Yeah. Forgot the point. I don't know what the point of what I was talking about was. It was something. Something about something. I could zoom in where you can actually see what I'm doing. I like to keep it a mystery. I don't like knowing what I'm doing. I'm not that open. There we are. It's kind of looking, I'm doing these squiggly things. It kind of puts me in mind of Walter Simonson. Every once in a while my art puts me in mind of somebody else. And for whatever reason, my art's turning into, I don't know if you agree or disagree, but it's like, the more I channel like Dale Keown and Mark Silvestri and Rob Liefeld and all kinds of different people, the more my art starts to look like Adam Kubert, which is not a bad thing. I love Adam Kubert. And that double splash page, it really, I felt like it had a very big Kuberty thing going on there. Hell, this alien looks like he's from hell. I may have overdone it here. Whatever, I do have a confession to make about this alien. Is like, when I was doing the design originally, I was just going to put the classic antenna on there, and just color them a different color. But then I thought, well, I actually kind of want to use that in a Wildcat story, have my own little alien race of people. So, I ain't giving Ethan Van Sciver everything. G.O. can make his own aliens. I want to give him these aliens instead. He may like these better. He may be like, yeah, I like the alien. That's right. I'm going to keep the generic one because I like the generic looking alien better. I also had a problem with the alien clothing. I thought, how much different would alien clothing be, if they were an intelligent race and stuff like that, I don't think it'd be terribly too different, Oh, I gotta drink some more water. Water. I need some water. I sound like the guy from The Godfather.
Come over here. Come over here, little alien. Let me take a look at you. Fredo. Fredo's the name of this alien right here. Right here. He's called Fredo. You'll never betray me. You are the best amongst us, Fredo. You understand? Now I'm gonna draw up Fredo's little fingers, and you're gonna like it. I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna draw a Fredo finger. I'm gonna zoom in so you can see. And just so you guys know, you guys watching live, and you guys gonna be watching in the replay. You ever betray me, I'm gonna break your fingers, okay? I went from sounding Italian and then a little bit of Latin there. Not Latin. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Turned into Scarface. I was doing a little good there for a little while. I think I should get some credit for that. My name is Fredo. Okay, Fredo. I don't play like that. All right, so I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to slop some ink in that flame hair he's got going on. Probably shouldn't do that. It's probably a bad idea, but I'm going to do it anyway. Y'all can't be winners. But anyway, you know, the colorist, which will probably be me, will have to come in and save the day. So be it. My ink's a slopping on hard. Honestly, I probably should have just done the whole hair, you know, just using this brush, you know, instead of having to do everything twice. That's a little monotonous. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. I got NCIS theme song in my head. Okay, here we go. Oh man, God! Oh my gosh, I butchered that. Okay, that. It's like yeah, I freaking I freaking what is it? I Jack Rippered his hair. That's how bad I butchered it. I took it to that level. Oh my goodness. Why can't I leave things alone? Why? Why must I go and be a little perfectionist and just ruin all my hard work? I can. That's why. Messed it up. It's so dumb. Well, you know what? You know, the more black add to it, it should just even out. You know, when things go wrong, that's when you go. That's when you go. Like, you know what? If it, I'm just gonna go more wrong with it, and then hopefully maybe something wonderful will come out of that. You know. Sometimes it does, and then other times it's like, you know, throw away that paper. But every once in a while, you know, a Christmas miracle happens and you're able to salvage your art. Okay. Got his alien fingers, alien thumb. You know, inked a little too heavy there, but whatever. I'm focusing on this brush too much. Okay. Zoom out. Get a gander.
think what I like to do now is start working on that big bug in the background. I need to put my brush up because I'm gonna get carried away. All right, zoom in. I know you can't really see. If I angled it just a little bit more, it'd be kind of give you an idea what it looks like. I think, what I was thinking is I was contemplating ordering like an art board. I already have one, but like maybe a better one that I can sit up on top of this table for when I do my live shows or whatever. So you guys can actually see what it is that I'm doing. So hard to see. I need to get some more paper anyway, because I got like a buttload of things that I'm working on, and I'm going to run out of paper here soon, which is good. That's a good thing. That's a good problem to have, is when your paper starts running out. It's like, yeah, that's how much I'm drawing. My drawing ability has reached its zenith. Or no. It's not even reached its zenith yet. Drawing so much, I'm running out of paper. They have to cut. This is a fact. I've been told that I draw so much that they actually have to cut down trees for me. That's how much I draw. And I refuse to take recycled paper. I make them cut down old trees just for me, because that's the only way I'm going to have it, man. I'm not going to have this recycled stuff. I don't want this ABC toilet paper. No. Only the finest will do. Man, this bug's turning out pretty good. It's not like, there's nothing to write home about, but I think he's looking pretty good. If I don't butcher it too much. Oh. Well, hell, paper fell. Okay, let me get my fancy ink brush. Gonna slop this on there. Go ahead and get his stripes going. Yeah, and then I guess it tapers out a little thinner as it goes down. So let's get a little disciplined with the brush. And I think maybe a little gooby ends. For whatever reason, I'm going to put some gooby ends. I don't know what the gooby ends is about, but I'm going to put them on there. And put this on there. Nah. Okay. All right. Next, I need to freaking I don't know. I need to draw his wings. Later it gets, the more I can't think of how to speak. It's just dumb. Sideburns writes, you don't understand how much I want to draw right now. We see. That's why you got your friend CB with you. I'm going to draw for you. I mean, I know this might not be what you're wanting to draw at the moment, but I'm going to draw on your behalf, because that's the kind of guy I am. I'll draw for you. Hopefully I can do this on camera instead of like drawing off camera. Got a bad habit of that. But I guess I just get so focused on what I'm doing that I'm not paying attention. just kind of really slopping down these wings. You know how like wings have like this. They got these patterns in them and stuff. Not really looking at reference. Very unprofessional of me. But I got to get this stuff done. I got a lot of stuff I got to do, and this comic that I'm working on right now, the Crimson Frog. It's kind of like a little passion project. Just this itch I got to scratch, and so I need to get it. Need to get it out of here, so I can move on. So I'm going to try to do two things at once. I'm going to try to wrap up the horror anthology and get a lot of this done. And then once the horror anthology is done, I think what I'll do is I'll move on to doing some new Wildcat pages. All right, so that top panel is almost done. I'm so professional that I forgot to draw my borders. God, I choked on air. How about choked on air? You believe that? But no, I forgot to draw my borders. Hell, you guys shouldn't even watch me draw. Okay, confession time. Okay, because I'm gonna get you all mixed up. Don't watch me do what I do. Dry that up. Why is this wet? Water bottle, I guess. It's still salvageable. I can do the border, but then I need to make sure I draw the rest of the borders so I don't go whatever. I really like the Jim Lee borders where, if you watch Jim Lee's videos where he's actually drawing the pages and stuff, doing real pages, he has a border that's about that big. And, modern technology now, you don't really have to have borders that big, I don't believe, anymore. Some people still do them, and it still looks cool, in the context of how you do it. But I'm trying to do pages that kind of are larger than life and just take up the whole paper. So I'm shooting for borders like that or no border edges whatsoever. So trying to figure it all out. But I need to get my borders figured out here. Not Borders the store, but Borders the paper. Abe writes, nice. Thank you. I think it's going to look a lot better when it's colored. I really don't want to color it though. I just, sometimes I enjoy coloring, but now when I'm working on a project, when I'm doing it myself, inking and drawing, it's sort of like when you draw something and then ink it. By the time you go to color it, it's like you've been doing the same page for like 100 years, and you're just like, when is this page going to end? How much more stuff do I have to do to this page before I can move on to the next thing? I just hope one day I could just get to the point where I can be like, I can hand my pages to some guy and he'd be like, hey, take this page and color this. Take this page and letter this. Get it out of my sight. I'm tired of looking at it. That's going to be so refreshing. It's going to be so awesome. Assuming I ever get to that point where I can make money and then pay people to do things. That'd be awesome. But I guess that's everybody's dream, right? Okay. And I don't know what I'm doing on the hand, but I just felt like doing something on this hand. Kind of mucking it up a little bit. Sideburns writes, I appreciate it. I just hate wearing boots, but the boss is around, so I got to look sharp. Yeah. I don't know. To get all socialist on here, Oh man, I'm a conservative, but I have my socialist moments, and you know it's like when it comes to work, our whole philosophy on work is just it's atrocious in the United States. You know, it's like there's this attitude of like working people to the bone, and you know you go to work all day, you spend a majority of your life at work, and then you go home, you have 3 hours, you literally have 3 hours to do whatever you want when you go home, and then you got to go to bed and repeat it. So the bulk of your life, the bulk of your living waking life is spent working. Then you get 2 days out of a week that you may get to keep, that are yours. And really only one of those days you get to enjoy, because the other one is just spent dreading going back to that place that you hate, and you have to go to bed at a certain time to make sure that you can get ready for the suck that is to come. And then you do that all the way to age 60, which they keep raising the retirement age on you. So by the time people like me and you retire, they're going to raise it to damn nearly 70, and then at that point you're lucky to live to 70, because you know there's car wrecks and accidents and all kinds of horrific blank that happens, and then your body starts to fail. You know, not everybody's built the same. It's sad but true, and so you might not even get to enjoy your retirement. So you spend all your life, just working these stupid jobs. I'm not trying to depress you all. I'm just saying there's a problem. And I see some of these I apologize, my European friends. English is my second language. Kentuckian is the first. I love my home state. But in Europe, I see examples of people that freaking. I think it was like the Italians was one good example. Like, the Italians get like a 2-hour lunch break or something, and they actually go home. They go home and they cook a big meal, like a big family meal, and they sit together. I was like, oh wow, I love that, But that's a cultural thing, as far as like everybody eating together, But I love the idea of the 2-hour break, and everybody comes back from work refreshed and ready to be, productive, or at least that's the theory anyway. In the U.S., it's like, they try to give you the bare minimum of everything. And I'm not talking about minimum wage. You see, minimum wage is a different issue, because every time they raise the minimum wage, businesses raise the price on goods because they have to, because they have a budget. So if the minimum wage goes up, the price of a gallon of milk, price of pop, price of bread, everything goes up, because that cost gets passed on to the consumer for paying the workers the extra wages. And then at that point, those same workers that make extra money through the minimum wage, that benefit is lost, because now they're having to pay higher prices themselves for the same goods that, whatever. So just everything's broken. None of the politicians or any of them try new ideas. They're not even capable, honestly, of coming up with new ideas to improve the quality of people's lives. I don't know. I just wish that there was a little bit, shorter hours, and it didn't hurt the business that employs the employee, and also helps the employee, get more, time to live. It's hard to balance all that stuff out, because you can't be unfair to the employer that's providing the job, because they're on a budget, and all this other stuff, but then you can't be unfair to the employee either, But I just think the current system that we have isn't working. Back in the 50s and 40s, you had one parent working, dad. It don't have to be dad. It can be mom that works, whatever. I don't care. But it used to be dad would go to the factory. Mom stay home, take care of the kids and stuff, and everybody was generally, for the most part, happier. But now both parents have to work just to pay the bills, and there's something wrong with that. Something's not working anymore, and all these politicians, a lot of them that claim that they care and stuff like that. We all know that they don't. They come out with these recycled messages of things that they want to do. One group wants to cut taxes, which is a good thing. Another group wants to raise the minimum wage, which is a good thing in the short term, but in the long term, it's devastating because everything equalizes out, and it's almost like you're not even making money. You're right back to where you started. But people need more time to live their lives, but we shouldn't take advantage of our employers either. So there has to be a fine balance in there, some way to make both groups happy. Because I feel like if employees had more free time, then they're going to spend more money in the economy. They're going to travel more, and that's going to be a good thing. And also, there's this other weird thing. Like, I feel like, why do we have to work an 8-hour workday? Like, here's what I mean. Like, let's say like you work a computer job, hypothetically, right? And you got all these reports that you have to do at your computer job. Well, let's say like you get done 2 hours early with those reports and you have absolutely nothing else to do. Shouldn't you get to go home early? Shouldn't that be your reward? If you choose to do so, to go home early and I feel like you should still get paid the same because you did 8 hours worth of work within 2 hours less. So the incentive should be like if you work harder, you should be rewarded for that. And so, I think that would be a great incentive, like if everybody could get paid the same, but yet, they could leave early if they got their work done earlier. Now, there's some jobs that you can't do that at, But I think things should be a little bit more productivity based instead of like just wasting time, My opinion. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. I actually thought about doing a video about this, like actually creating a different YouTube channel so I don't alienate my whole audience and just talk about this stuff and throw out ideas because I was curious what people would say, what would their solutions to these problems be? Not to do videos to lecture people about these topics, but actually like engage the audience and be like, hey, what do you guys think about this idea and that idea? Is it bad? Is it good? And more than likely, you've seen some of these people on YouTube. They really school you in the comments, so I know I'd get spanked pretty well. But it would be good because I'd be learning too. I'd be educating myself. Let's see. Scroll up here, CB. Give writes how many pages? Maybe I can color some stuff for you. I got examples I can send you. I don't know. The Crimson Frog thing is anywhere from like 20 to 30 pages. It's going to be no more than 30 because I just can't. I'm not going to make any money off of it. It's never going to be published. It'll be released in little snippets online here and there, page by page, and then it'd be collected in a PDF that I'm just going to give to people for free, and then everybody that's involved with it, the colorist and letterer, and then me would plug our YouTubes and Facebooks and all these wonderful things, and it's an attention getter, and it's just like a passion project type thing, and I don't know. I like to condense the story down to like 20 pages, and like the story that I got, a really quick recap. Here he is. He's in this dystopian looking alien world, and You're seeing a Vespus attack this alien. He comes in. He's like, "Hey, alien, you okay?" And that's not what he actually says, but whatever. He's standing there. He's fighting the Vespus. He grabs it by the fangs. He whoops its butt. And now he's talking. Now he's here. This is his silhouette of his head. He's talking to the alien. He's like, "Go," or whatever. I'm going to do a different panel here. And then we get this big awesome shot of him standing there victorious, and it's the long trek home, and it's got the credits in here or something, I don't know. And then here's a page of him basically going to sit down. We get a flashback of him living in New Jersey as a kid/teen, and he might be watching Cyberfrog on TV. So there's going to be like a page right here that I'm going to add, a page or two. It's going to have Cyberfrog in it. And he's a big Cyberfrog fan, and then he's out on the street now, and not because he's thrown out in the street, he's just walking the streets, he's in his neighborhood. He's walking down the street, and then in this alleyway, there's this gangster, it's got this other guy, and he blows his brains away, And so this kid is caught up in it, and he witnesses this. And then he's basically confronting him. He's like, you shouldn't have done that, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yo, homie, what you gonna do? And yada, 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 yada. That whole big spiel. I'll probably have to watch, this sounds lame. Probably have to watch like Friday or something to learn the lingo. Some gangster lingo. And so anyway, he's doing all that. He's like, yeah, that's right. Lower your head, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, you ain't hard, son. You need, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, whatever. And then he goes home. He's crying to mom, and she gives him this hug, and he's holding her, and he's crying, and she's giving him this big speech about what it means to be a man and all this other stuff, and what it means to be a hero. And then fast forward to present day, where he's in this alien world, and he's talking to this other alien, and they're getting ready to visit this alien scientist. And then basically what ends up happening is he meets up with the alien scientist, and he is synthesized basically Vespus pheromones. And so if you cover yourself in these pheromones, you can trick them into seeing you as another Vespus worker bee, or as a Vespus queen, and you can actually control some of the Vespus. And let's see, hell, what else? So that's like a game changer, and so their world might be able to survive this, and that they might be okay. And he's been a protector of this world for a while. And then we learn through another flashback that when he was a kid, a UFO showed up and tractor beamed him out of his window, and his mom's like, Malcolm. He's like, Mom. And that's how he ends up on the alien world. And that alien world happened to been invaded by the Vespus. And then, long story short, Crimson Frog hops on a freaking Vespus to go to Earth to try to warn Cyberfrog that the Vespus are coming, but he doesn't know if they've already arrived and destroyed everything, and that he has some information that can help turn the tide when they come. So that's the end story. I think it's a pretty cool story. Let's see. Josh Fawkes writes, their economies and societies are stagnant and circling the drain. Look at Greece. Yeah, Greece has been in an awful lot of trouble. They're bankrupt and everything. And I haven't heard anything about Greece in a while. That was a big deal. And they was trying to make a deal with the EU and I guess Germany. Germany really rules the EU. That's pretty funny. Like, Germany was like, they got spanked during World War II. No offense to any German friends, but they got spanked in World War II, and then they emerged again as a world leader. They finally got their way. They run Europe. That's crazy how that worked out, but they kind of run it, through bureaucratic means or whatever. And it's interesting, So yeah, that might be a good point. Maybe that's why our system, maybe it's the benefit of our system. Like if you have too many socialist policies in place, it actually hurts the free markets and capitalism, and then there's less jobs than what you started out with, and there's less opportunities and less chances to advance. But I don't know. We need to figure something out. Something ain't working. I don't know what it is. And see, I don't have the answers. But I wish people would start talking about it so we can figure something out. But I also wish that we don't be hasty with it either, because sometimes the solution can be worse than what you had before. Sideburns writes, I don't know, man. I don't know. Sounds hard to quantify 8 hours worth. Yeah, I think it's one of those things that depends on what job you have. I mean, like, can you quantify 8 hours worth of work in a fast food restaurant? I don't think you could, because you have to be there to serve the orders as they come in, So that wouldn't work there, but maybe like at some computer job or you're in game development and stuff like that it might be possible to quantify that. Maybe, I don't know. Some jobs you could, and some jobs you couldn't. So, but again, I think it's an interesting discussion to have. To see what we can figure out where it works out great for everybody. And unfortunately, the two political parties, like one wants to beat up on the businesses that employ everybody, and then the other one sort of neglects the employees. So, like, why can't we look out for both? Why can't we look out for both groups? I don't understand that. I'm not trying to be a straddle pole here. I'm just being, you need both groups. You need both employers and employees, and they're both valuable, Valuable, malleable, wonderful. Abe writes, Walmart DCs are like that. It's kind of sucked. I have a friend that works at Walmart DC, and the way he describes it is hell. It's like his description of Walmart DC is you work hard and stuff like that, and the longer that you are an employee there, the more they try the more they try to find reasons to get rid of you, because they don't want to pay you all the benefits and stuff. And supposedly, I'm not really for sure. You may have to correct me if I'm wrong in this. They actually cut some people's benefits here recently, So there's been a lot of people that's quit. And they're having trouble finding people, and so like you can get a job at Walmart DC a lot easier now than what you could before, Well, the people in the Walmart department stores. Now I could be wrong about this. I might be talking out my butt, but they get treated better than the Walmart DC people, Let's see here. Abe Sapien writes, productivity-wise, haha. Let's see. Abe Sapien says, watch Blood and Blood. Blood and Blood Out. I think that's what you're talking about. Blood and Blood Out. I haven't seen that. For dialogue ideas. Or Michael J. White Prison Movies. I think that's how you spell his name. Yeah. I know who you're talking about. The guy who played Spawn, and that I guess it's now a cult classic, Black Dynamite. I love it opening scene. That's some Wildcat business right there. That's a Wildcat scenario. That opening scene in Black Dynamite. Abe writes, forced slave labor as order fillers. Maintenance was okay. I thought about getting a job at Walmart DC. You know, maybe going in the freezer because I think it pays more. Not really sure. Either way you go, it's not going to be fun. It's not going to be a fun time. But you know, you get a few more extra days off from work. You know, so there's that. That's one good thing, I guess. You know, in my semi old age, I'm turning into a soy boy. My body would have to get used to the rigors of that work. But you know, you can get used to anything, you know, over time. But will I want to? Would I want to do that? I gotta sip some water. It writes, freeze, sucker. Oh, no. I thought you was talking about, you know what I thought? I thought you were talking about Black Dynamite. You mean the freezer sucked. I actually like the cold, but then again, you know, I've worked at restaurants where I've been the janitor / porter, and I've had to put up trucks in, you know, when they'd come in, you know, you'd have these boxes of fries and chicken tenders and onion rings and burger meat that would come in off the truck, and you'd have to put them up. And after a while, your hands would freeze, and so you had to wear gloves to pack all that stuff together. You know, put all that stuff up, and then you had to rotate the old in front of the new, because what would happen is your coworkers would come in and they would just grab the new. You know, even though it's marked, they just grab the new because they didn't care, you know. And so you had to make sure to pull the old out, so the old fries and old burger meat, you know, would get used first. And when I say old, I don't mean like it's expired. I mean like that it could expire within like, you know, a week or something like that. So it needs to get used first, you know, kind of prioritized. But yeah, I just remember my hands wanting to freeze off my body and stuff, you know, and then you start pouring the sweat. That's another bad thing with the freezer. So you're stacking all these boxes of fries. There's like you get 16 off the truck, and then you got like I don't know, about 15 old ones that you have to pull forward while you stack the new ones in the back. And then you have to rotate all the food in the freezer like that. And so you got this jacket on and stuff. And so you start to sweat. And then that cold air is hitting you and stuff. And then I actually got pneumonia once from doing that. I think it was Arby's. Got pneumonia. My employer, I'm going to get all socialist again here. My employer wasn't that compassionate. It's like, they didn't care that I was like deathly ill and I could barely walk. I was so sick. You know, they didn't say, hey, CB, yeah, why don't you go home? Nope, they didn't care. As long as I was there at that freaking ham or whatever it is, that slicing machine. That's all it mattered. Look at, I've decided I'm going full on socialist. Can't stop me, guys. I'm abandoning my conservative ways. Hey, Brights, I went to a 3-day work week, 10 plus hours, machines breaking mid-trip, no downtime, refill forklift operators not bringing new pallets, and you can leave because you can't short an order by 10 items. I think you mean you can't leave because you can't short an order by 10 items. Ice cream orders needing 54 container packages. I looked like an alien because I had moisture icicle coming down from a ski mask. Oh, I love that. Well, I shouldn't say I love that, but You ever like, hear somebody's misery and like maybe like you've done something sort of similar? I don't think I've had it. I've not had it that rough. but it's like I respect it. It's like, oh, it's terrible. I say that. I say that with a smile. It's terrible. I waited in -20 for over 30 minutes. I think -20 is like -30 is the temperature on Mars, and the warmest part of Mars during the summer months is actually 0 degrees. So I think, in my opinion, that when Elon Musk goes about what he's doing, he needs to hire you, take you away from what you're doing now, and take all that training that you've acquired. You're ready for Mars. Absolutely. Not that long ago, NASA was hiring people to do a sleep test to see how long you could stay in bed for 6 months. And whatever they got out of that study, they would apply that, that knowledge to sending astronauts to Mars. Because the quickest route to Mars is within 6 months, and that window comes around every 2 years. And I wanted to do that study. I felt confident that I could lay in bed for 6 months. Yeah, if they paid me, and it's probably better than what I make now, honestly. Tell you what, hey, me and you need to go to Mars. This Earth, it's not fun anymore. Everybody's freaking gone mad. That's probably the best place to go. I can laugh now. Abe also writes, I can be an astronaut. Yeah, you could be. Why not? Why not? When Elon Musk sends all the settlers to Mars, I have to be pessimistic. I don't believe he's going to do that. But if anybody could do it, it could be him. I don't see it. But then again, who knows? Who knows? I hope he does. It really does. But he's going to need worker bees, people like me and you. But I only want to stay there for a short while. I want to come back to Earth after that. It'd get boring after a while. Gib writes, y'all have a good night. If you get a second, go check out Doom Barbarian Indiegogo Live. You going to post a link to that? A link to the Doom Barbarian? You going to post a link, Gib? Yeah. You've been extremely helpful plugging the other stuff. You gotta give yourself some love too. Come on, man. All right. These bug eyes are just, I don't know what's happening with them, but I'm kind of rolling with it. Let's zoom out here. Let's get a gander. So I think this page is coming along nicely. I kind of need to stop, though, because I need to draw my borders, I use a ruler. I'm not much of a ruler guy. But if you watch the replay, Gil, if you're still here, send me your colored stuff. I want to see what kind of colors you do. I think that'd be cool. And let's see. What else do I got? Let me think. Okay, I guess we're at the end of the show. I need to go to bed anyway because got to get up around 8 or 8. I need to be out of the house by 8:30. Let me put it that way. And but it's really fun. I got to hang out with y'all and got a little bit of my comic book work done. I'm going to start taking my comic book work with me back to work because I was kind of testing the waters since I've been able to come back since the whole COVID debacle, disaster, crisis, epidemic. And now I got a good routine going on at work, and so I know the spots where I can hide and draw and write, and make comics. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to empty this portfolio though, because I got a bunch of crap in it, and make it lighter because this thing's heavy now. It's getting heavy, and yeah. Oh, and one last thing I want to tell you about this, and because I think this is really, really cool. I'm going to write this down for you because I want you to watch this before we go, or listen to it. Not right now, when you get free time. I like to listen to podcasts and stuff like that. There's a new show, and you can look it up on. I downloaded like this podcast player, and let me see if I can pull it up, and I'll show you right quick. I swear I won't take you time up much longer if I can get past this old cheap phone. Do you see this this logo right here? It says podcast. I don't know what the podcast thing's called, but you can download it on Google Play and also on I don't know, iPhone junk. Not that iPhone is junk, but whatever. Robservations, and that is Rob Liefeld's new podcast, and you can listen to that. And he's got like a 4-part series talking about the behind the scenes stuff on Heroes Reborn, and it's really awesome stuff. It's great. You get to hear the whole fallout of what happened to Image, the fallout that happened at Marvel. You get to hear what the plans were for Phase 2 of Heroes Reborn that we didn't get to see, and the artists that were going to be involved, and the projects that they were going to do. And you also got to hear a new episode of like what happened after Heroes Reborn when he did his Fighting American, and the big fallout that happened with that and stuff. It's great stuff, and you'll thank me for it too. It's like it's going to be eye opening, and I'll talk about it. I'll give you a rundown of a lot of the good nuggets, and the next time I do one of these live streams, if I can remember. You have to remind me in case I forget. But yeah, Rob Liefeld, Robservations, Heroes Reborn stuff. It's great, and these are about hour-long episodes, and I like to listen to them at work and stuff. And he's only got like 10 episodes or 11 episodes of material, give or take, all together. So you'll fly through those fairly quick. It's very entertaining, and I believe 100% of everything he's saying. I believe he's absolutely honest about all the stuff he says, with the exception that he omits things. There's some things that he omits, and there's only like 2 things out of like 4 hours worth of audio that I feel like he omitted, and I'll talk about that later. So anyway, I really appreciate you all being here. Be sure to check out Gibbs' Doomed Barbarian on Indiegogo. He's been working on this for a while. And also, don't know if you know this or not, but Gibb has a webtoon. It's called Webtoon. It's a webtoon of Doom Barbarian. He's got like, I don't know, it's like 50 plus pages of Doom Barbarian that you can read for free. Don't cost you anything. And so if you're on the fence or whatever, or you want to get introduced to Doom Barbarian, you can check it out on Webtoons. And I really appreciate you tuning in tonight and watching me drop work on Crimson Frog, which I'll become rich and famous for. As always, you've been watching Sketching Past Midnight. I am CB Smallwood, the greatest of all time, the undisputed non-challenged, so it must be true, the greatest thing since electricity. I am thunder and lightning, and I really appreciate y'all. Love y'all. You can all stay good. Remember to draw faster. Shout out to the faithful and true, loyal, royal, faithful and true crew for Ian's been with me from the beginning to the end of time. And with that, I'll end the episode. Ian's have a good one. I hope Ian's enjoyed the show. Hopefully I'll have some better topics next show. But I think this has been pretty good. I talked about Kung Fu, Count Dante, talked about economics, talked about everything. So until next time, peace.